The British Conservative Party may be heading for a historic defeat after dominating UK politics for centuries. Some are even predicting that it will be replaced as the official opposition. If so, now is the time to list what many consider to be the party's top 10 achievements over the last 200 years. 1. Industrial Reform and Factory Acts, 1830s-1840s. Under the leadership of figures like Sir Robert Peel, the Conservative Party enacted several factory acts, regulated working hours and conditions in factories. These particularly focused on women and children, laying the groundwork for modern labor rights. 2. Abolition of the Corn Laws, 1846. Led by Prime Minister Sir Robert Peel, the Conservatives repealed the Corn Laws, which had imposed tariffs on imported grain. This move marked a significant shift towards free trade and the globalization of food production. It reduced food prices and addressed widespread famine. 3. Extension of the Franchise, 1867 Reform Act. Under Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli, the Second Reform Act was passed, which expanded the electoral franchise to include a broader segment of the male working class, significantly increasing the electorate. 4. Social reform under Disraeli, 1870s-1880s. Disraeli's government enacted several social reforms, including the Artisans and Labourers Dwellings Improvement Act, the Public Health Act, and the Employers and Workmen Act, improving living conditions and workers' rights. 5. Welfare reforms, 1920s-1930s. Stanley Baldwin's Conservative government expanded social welfare, including unemployment benefits, housing initiatives, and old age pensions, laying foundations for the modern welfare state. 6. Post-war economic recovery, 1950s. Under Prime Minister Harold Macmillan, the Conservatives oversaw a period of economic prosperity and reconstruction following World War II, with significant investments in housing, infrastructure, and industry. 7. Thatcherite reforms, 1980s. Margaret Thatcher's government implemented widespread economic reforms, including the privatization of state-owned industries, deregulation, and tax cuts. These policies transformed the British economy, promoting free market principles and reducing the influence of trade unions. The academic consensus is that these policies at least halted, if not reversed, the relative economic decline of the preceding decades. 8. Northern Ireland peace process, 1990s. The Conservatives, under John Major, played a crucial role in the early stages of the Northern Ireland peace process, leading to the Downing Street Declaration in 1993, which paved the way for the Good Friday Agreement. 9. Economic stability and growth, 2010s. David Cameron's Conservative government implemented austerity measures to address the financial crisis of 2008, achieving economic stability and growth in the subsequent years. They also introduced welfare reforms aimed at reducing dependency and encouraging employment. The UK economy has grown by an average of 1.6% per annum since 2010, despite the triple whammy of having to deal with the hangover from the Great Financial Crisis, COVID, and an unprecedented spike in energy prices. 10. Introduction of the National Living Wage, 2016. The Conservative government under David Cameron, continued by Theresa May, introduced the National Living Wage, significantly increasing the minimum wage for workers aged 25 and over, which aimed to improve living standards for low-income workers. Looking back on the party's top 10 achievements, it has clearly been a force for good in UK politics, an inclusive broad church that has, on the whole, delivered unparalleled national stability by evolving with the times. For those betting on the complete annihilation of the British Party, aren't they being careless in what they wish for?